back to another episode here on the Crash Out League TV. You got your host A-Dub, and I'm here with my co-host Manny Boy. And man, we can't wait to tell you the updates what happened in the league. All I'm gonna say, the committee did his job. He came with something new, and he did his job. That's all I'm gonna say. Manny, go ahead and take it away from if I give him too much.
Folks, welcome in to episode 7 for you. Episode 7. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We greatly appreciate it. Each and every one of you, whether you're in the league or whether you're just looking for some great content, we've got it all for you here today. Now, we typically start off with Game of the Week, but we're actually going to switch it up just a little bit. Hey, Dub, let's look at that bounty board and let's see if the man who had the crosshairs on him could have kept his bounty this week.
Let's go ahead and pull that up.
So, as y'all know, last week we had a new member to the bounty board. Coach Fabo held it, if I'm not wrong, for 5 weeks. Is that correct? 4 or 5 weeks?
He held it for 3, almost 4 weeks.
3, almost 4 weeks. So, a very valiant effort from him, but in this Crash Out League, you got to keep your head on the swivel because you're always going to be taken out. Everybody's going to be coming for you, especially when you got that bounty on your head. And of course, if we go ahead and look at our new bounty, let's see if he couldn't catch or keep it.
All right, as we all know, we go through the bounty. Anybody can get it. Wins, losses, trades, what you're doing in a waiver wire, anything is going on could dictate you getting this bounty. Now, what we know from the last episode. Last episode, Team CDL earned their bounty by staying undefeated and being the only undefeated team in the league and putting major numbers week in and week out. Smooth Criminal stepped up to the plate to go ahead and try to take that bounty off of Team CDL. Now, what happened was Smooth Criminal took a shot his own self in the foot, and could not complete the mission. Therefore, Team CDL with Coach Barlow would go on for another week of keeping the bounty going into week 6, trying to compete with Coach Fabian with Team Fabo over there by having it for 3 weeks and then going over the top having it for 4 weeks. Let's see if Team CDL and Coach Barlow could make that happen.
Yeah, man, Coach Barlow, Team CDL, they took some shots. You know, it was a close one. Speaking of that game, that was actually our game of the week, A-Dub. So if we go ahead and take a look at Sleeper, folks, it was Smooth Criminal versus CDL. And I got to tell you, man, this one came down pretty much to the wire. It ended up being a 115.62 to a 125 flat in the favor of Coach Justin. Man, there was back and forth fighting from both. You thought, you see that 2.4 there, you thought, man, this might do him in. This might be over and done with. But plenty of his guys going above projection, if not putting in a very nice shift in the game. And unfortunately, on the other side, for Smooth Criminal, just not enough guys stepping up to the plate, being able to do the job. And ultimately, man, it's just kind of better guys in better positions that were able to make better plays.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. The only thing that I would like to input is if you check out right here with the Joker, 18 points left on the bench. If he takes that 18 points and replace it with this 3 points right here with the tight end from Jacksonville, Strange, who got hurt in the middle of the game, is now on IR. If he plugs that in here, he wins.
That's a
win.
He
collects that bounty, and he wins rivalry week. But nonetheless, you can't live in the past. You got to move on, make better decisions in the future. Now,
absolutely. And our other game, of rivalry week was actually called the upset of the week, and it was the Prodigal Sons versus 2 inches too big. And AW, you called it. You called it right on the nose. It was a upset, done and completed, as the Prodigal Sons get a rivalry week win. And I mean, look at the score, 160. I mean, at that point, there's just nothing you can do about it. I mean, every single one of his guys, I believe, matched or went over projection. So it was a fantastic week for him. Again, a 160 ball is not an easy accomplishment, and he was able to accomplish just that. We did see on the weekly recap, 2 inches too big, their highest possible total was a 155. So even if he plugged and played the right guys all the way through, still wouldn't have been enough. So again, valiant effort, but Prodigal Son's just a better team that day.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when you got a team playing their best, and you even at your best is still not good enough, all you can do is hang your hat up and give them a good shout out. Just let them know, hey, good game. I'll catch you next time. But let's go ahead and move on to my favorite subject that we all know is one of my favorite subjects, and that's crash out of the week.
Uh
Now,
oh.
you checking out the scores, you seeing what people did week in, week out. What's the one thing that you noticed different about this week versus every other week that we had a crash out? Everybody this week went above 100 points. There was nobody who went sub 100 and put up 90 or 80,
Right.
85, 70. The rivalry week did exactly what it was supposed to. So shout out to the commish for bringing in something new to make his GMs and coaches step up and make their players play a better game this week. I mean, you still have some low scores with 109, 111, 115, but hey, at the end of the day, these coaches push the limit and they put up major points. So therefore, we're gonna give y'all a gift this week. No crash outs of the week.
None
You
at
know
all.
what I mean? Everybody
Fantastic
made it
job, Reed.
home safe. Everybody made it home safe this week. So congratulations to all the coaches in the league.
So we
Now,
go ahead and skip crash out of the week. Again, shout out to the league. No crash outs this week. And let's go ahead and look at our power rankings as we head into this next week. You see there, Team CDL still 5-0 undefeated as they try to complete this perfect season that they certainly have working right now. Jamaica Workers currently 4-1. 2 inches too big, 3-2. But there's a lot of parity in this league as we see a couple of teams sitting at 3-2. Fourth, Team Get Pack. Fifth, God Bless America. Sixth, Smooth Criminal. Seventh, The Prodigal Sons. Eighth, Manifest, now formerly known as Team Owen, and then Team We're Back. And either way, still headed up by Coach Lucky. And then at ninth, Mo City Menace. And finally, 10th, Gridiron Cartel, still looking for their first win of the season. But that middle part right there, the 3-2s, the 2-3s, man, week to week, we can see this thing start to flip flop back and forth in teams in and out of the playoffs or in that top spot, in that bottom spot. So, nonetheless, I really, really like to see just how much competition is going on with the league. And I think it's fantastic. So that is your power rankings for week 6.
yeah, as you all know, things come and go. People go up and down the chart always throughout the league. You never know what can happen. An injury could bring you down. An injury could bring you up. A trade can make some moves and make it happen for you. But at the end of the day, you gotta pivot and make the plays that you have to make. And speaking of pivoting and making plays that they had to make, we have a coach coming in who has been doing that on a, I'm talking about a scale that we haven't seen in a long time here in this league. So let's go ahead and bring that coach in and welcome in Coach Barlow from Team CDL. Welcome to the show, Coach. Welcome to the show.
Poppin',
Yes,
what's
sir.
poppin', man?
Man, Coach, you've been doing a wonderful job this season. 5-0. I'm talking about showing up. Even if you're not putting up the highest points that week overall, you're still at the end of the day getting a win. So I'll first start off with a question here saying, you're the only undefeated team left in the league. What's been the key to that dominance so far, getting a win week in and week out?
Man, uh, I can't even say it's me making the right decisions because I'm at this point I'm just playing who I got left in the lineup, you know. Because CD went out, I got people hitting IR, I got bye weeks like just hitting last week, so you know it's just building a balanced team. I think has helped me um, set a good floor for my guys, and then I have a couple people go above and beyond. Like Garrett Wilson, he been going give me a garbage time touchdown past 2 3 weeks, and that's really been you know just pushing me across the line. Because like if you see, I think in points for I'm third, right? But if points against, I'm like last. So like I have a good matchup. I'm still scoring. Don't get me wrong. I'm third in points for, and I'm undefeated, so I'm still scoring. But like I'm not facing them heavy hitters like miracle workers who go for 140 or 2 inches too big who's going for averaging 130. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I haven't ran into those big guys yet, and I'm doing just enough to get by while my team is we hurting a little bit. But don't count me out, cause shit, I'm putting up 130 without CD Lamb. I'm gonna be right up there with them. So you know what I'm saying? Don't count me out yet.
Absolutely. Now, Coach, I want to ask you. You've now had the bounty for 2 straight weeks on your head, man. What's it like knowing every coach is gunning to take this bounty off your head?
Man, nothing new really. Last year I came in as defending champion, and when you come in as defending champ, it's people are talking shit in the chat. People are just ready to beat you any chance they can get. Your guys mess up or you make a move. They watching your every move like, oh, why'd you do that? Oh you scared. Oh, you did this, and it's just like, I like it. It makes me a better coach because I'm studying and I'm working. I'm like, man, I gotta I gotta hold this longer than Fabian held it. I already beat Preach, but I gotta hold this longer than Fabian had it, and I gotta set the new record. So you know what I'm saying? I gotta do that. So I like it. It gives me some drive.
Okay, you just spoke up on coaches watching your every move just because they know that you was once a champion and you know how to go get it. Do you embrace this villain role that you got going on, or is that just something that you just let that story hang over your head and you just handle business?
Nah, I like to embrace it, man. I like to talk in the chat. I like to chirp it up, man. I like to send memes, send text. I might even try and pull a Chad Ochocinco and call somebody. You know what I'm saying? So I like to be the villain. It talks to me like the Green Goblin mask on it. When I get bored. Let me see what I can put in the chat real quick.
Okay, okay, okay. Now you you talk about CD. CD Lamb was one of your focal pieces. Do you have any updates on CD Lamb? Anything you're hearing from camp? Anything you're hearing from Cowboys headquarters on possibly when we might see CD Lamb? I know originally it was looking like a 3 to 4 week kind of situation, maybe 4 to 5. And anything you're hearing so far from camp?
Radio silence. I've tried to call that man 3 4 times. I might he might have changed his phone plan. I don't know. I
I
don't
think
know,
so.
man.
Yeah.
I'm calling him. I'm damn near about to write bro a letter like, bro, just we need you. Just show up. It's just when you go out there and you put I had a lottery pick. I put a lottery pick in on this guy. And here he is. I've used him. I got to play with him on my team twice, 2 times. And so it hurts, but luckily we've been able to stay afloat, keep the ship going in the right direction, and hopefully we get him back soon because we're gonna need him for this late push.
All right. So you talk about getting CD back and everything, and then add on to the guys that's already been stepping up. But so far throughout this season, who has been the MVP on your roster so far?
That's tough, because like I gave a shout out to Garrett because he's been scoring some touchdowns. I got him pretty late. And so him being able to, perform as kind of like a wide receiver one in this early on in the season has been helping me a lot. But I think what is really boosted my team up is I hit on the late tight end strategy, right? So I was able to get the rookie, Tyler Warren, and so a lot of people might have been thinking there's not going to be two Brock Bowers. Is like, don't get me wrong, he's no Brock Bowers, but I mean for getting him, it's like seventh, eighth round, and him to be putting up, 15 points a game. That's really helped my team out a lot. And just the way that he's been able to contribute is something I wasn't counting on. And it's been really helpful.
Shout out Tyler Warren.
Now, Coach, just a couple more for you. Do you feel like staying undefeated puts unnecessary pressure on you, or does it just make you hungry to go out and defend, kind of like that perfect season that you're having so far?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, it makes me nervous, bro. I don't want to be like the, what was it, the Patriots that went undefeated and lost in the bowl or something. Like
Yep.
that's
Yep.
my biggest fear, because that's the thing with fantasy. It don't matter how your record is, as long as you get in the door. And once the playoffs hits, that's when you got to be in sync. So being in sync right now is only setting me up to get in the door. I still got to play once I get in the door. I think I was first round exit last year. So it's like, it really don't matter until that bracket gets set. And so the main thing for me is not going to be keeping a undefeated record, but trying to stay a step ahead of everybody so I can get that bye week. Because if everybody looks closely, there's only one of them joints this year. So I need that. I need that.
I respect that. Last one right here for you, Coach, and then we're going to let you get up out of here and enjoy the rest of your night. So, we've been keeping it professional all night long. We've been trying to, stay up out the way, try not to be a little messy, but we gotta ask this question. Robert Week just passed up, so the chat was jumping. We gotta ask you this. Who in the league talks the most but backs it up the least? You know what? Let me do one better. Let's start this first. Who talks most, period? Just period. Who talks the most stuff, period, in the league?
Preacher talks the most, man. Coach preach, Mo City Menace. I don't know what they got in the water down there in Missouri City, but golly, that boy can chirp, man. That boy can chirp.
And now, is he your pick for who can't back it up?
Right now, yeah, man. Like defending champion. I'm looking at that medal. I'm looking at that medal by his little emblem, and he's a 1-4 team, bro. Like,
Yeah.
he's not
Yeah.
he's not playing like a championship organization. And dare I say that I had a lot of trades with him last year that put him into the position to win that league. So you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, throw that
Wow.
out there. Go ahead, and if y'all want to
Wow.
look at the receipts, sent
Yeah,
him
yeah.
some trades.
Follow up.
I know I was gonna let you go, boy. You were insinuating that he would have done that without you? Is that what you saying?
Oh no, I mean he's a coach at the end of the day, but uh I had to make some moves because I didn't have a quarterback last year, and I might have overpaid a bit, gave him some guys that really kind of set his team off at the end of the year.
Right
All
there
right.
with the team answer right there. But hey, Coach, we appreciate you for coming on
Thank you, Coach.
once again.
Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Coach's Corner. We appreciate you being the first one on here. We wish you good luck and hope that you keep this undefeated streak going.
That's a bet. Appreciate y'all for having me. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel, baby.
Yes, sir.
Do what he said. Do what
What
he
he
said.
said.
What he
We
said.
didn't say it.
Oh,
He said it. So maybe
guest
that
said
listen.
it. So it makes it more valid that a guest said it. Right.
Right. So
We move on to our next segment. And our next segment, this one comes again straight from the commish. Another announcement coming straight from the man from the top. A-Dub, go ahead and pull it out, man. Go ahead and show us. Show us what we got going on in week 7.
if I do. As we all know, the commission spicing up the league this year. He want guys to compete throughout the season to make it more fun. You know
Not
what I
just
mean?
day to day or week to week. Right.
He done hit already bringing rivalry week here in the Crash Out League. As y'all saw, people was doing numbers. Everybody was showing up and was trying to, talk the most stuff so they don't have to be left on the bragging rights table and stuff like that. But this is the next thing that he's bringing up. And that is
Drum roll, please.
the mid-season tournament.
Wow.
Now, we've been talking about the mid-season tournament since the summer. we've been mentioning, oh man, what is it gonna be? When is it gonna be? When is we gonna get more information? Today's the day. Today's the day. The mid-season tournament will begin in week 7. Now, I know you probably doing the math right now, and you like, we just did robbery week in week 5. Now we in week 6, and you telling me the next week is the mid-season tournament? Yes, sir. We
Pretty much
getting
back
right
to
into
back,
it,
baby.
straight into it. Keep the fire going that we just got from robbery week, and keep building on for it. Now, couple things. This is how it's gonna work. I know you seeing a glimpse of what it could look like. This is just placeholder spots where everybody names it now. This is not exactly how it's gonna look. So, as you can see, everybody in the league is gonna compete for the mid-season tournament, right, Manny? 2 spots is gonna have a bye week. Now, the way that every spot on here is gonna work, the top 2 teams are the only 2 teams whose spots are solidified in the bracket. Now, what do you mean by that? I mean that if it stays just like this, with CDL with Coach Barlow, who just got off with us, and Coach Fabian with Jamaica Workers, aka Team Fabian, if they come into week 7 still 1-2, they will stay exactly where they are right now. Now, where does the mix-up come in at? This is where it comes in. Everybody else is getting shuffled 3 times. And wherever it lands is how the tournament's going to go. It's not going to be
Whoa.
your basic 1 plays 10, 2 plays 9. We want everybody to compete with a fair chance to meet whoever they going to meet. The only people who going to have a strategic advantage is the people who going to miss that first week and get a bye week, which is 1 and 2.
Okay.
Everybody else, you're going to get magically shuffled 3 times. And whatever position you land in, you will be in that spot besides 1 and 2. So let's say we shuffle, because the 1 and 2 going to get shuffled too. Let's say CDL goes to 8 and Jamaica Workers go to 10, right? And somebody else is at 1 and 2. But we know that is 1 and 2, CDL and Jamaica Workers. Whoever's at 2 is going to switch to Jamaica Workers. Who's ever at 1 is going to switch to Team CDL. And that's how the position is going to work. Does that make sense, Manny? Does that make sense right there?
Absolutely. I absolutely think it makes sense. Now, the other thing that makes sense, and we would like to stress to our league members, gentlemen, we're playing for some cash. And for us to be able to play for some cash, you got to give up some cash. So I'll be the bad guy, and I will put this message out. League dues are due before Thursday night football of week 7. So if the tournament starts on week 7, that means dues are due on week 7. So you got this week, get some bread, go door dashing, shake some for a little change, do something. But you got to get yourself the money to be able to pay your league dues, gentlemen. So again, before Thursday night, please turn in your league dues so that we can have that cash by the time we are ready to crown a champion at the end of the season. Now, hey, let's roll it back. Let's get back into the normal groove of things. Let's talk about game of the week and even upset alert of the week. So, our game of the week as we look at the week 6 schedule. If I'm looking at this one, I got to think what is really a matchup that I like a lot. And it has to be part of the team and the man that we just had on our show, Team CDL versus GBK. Now, GBK, a 3-2 team, and CDL still trying to keep that major high road of a undefeated season alive. I like this one. You obviously start off with 2 fantastic quarterbacks in Mahomes and Hurts. Hurts might have that, edge in terms of, having the tush push whenever they get down to the 1 yard line. But you see there, both these teams, I think, up matchup really well. I think one of the biggest disparities might be in that Chase versus Wilson kind of look, because right now CDL has been really leaning on Wilson's garbage time touchdowns to get him across the finish line. Chase has got himself a new quarterback. So I think both those situations really up in the air right now on how that is going to play out. But nonetheless, I like this one for my game of the week.
Hey, I can't even be mad at you. It's just two guys who've been knowing how to win in this league and get stuff done. It's going to be a hell of a week once again in the Crash Out League between those two organizations. Now, this is where I come in at. Let's see if I can make a hit one more time again when it comes to ups of the week. Now, you looking at it, you saying, can we spin back and go with the prodigal sons? I don't think so. He's playing a 1-4 struggling team with most city minutes. So I think we should go all the way up here. Jamaica Workers versus Smooth Criminal. Jamaica Workers, the number 2 team in the league, who's trying to hold their spot. They can't get that bye week in the tournament, So let's see if Smooth Criminal could figure out some way, somehow, to take these guys down. I mean, if you're looking across the board, Josh Allen, Jaden Daniels matchup, Saquon and Jameer Gibbs matchup. I mean, even
Fantastic.
surprising, Mike
Yep.
Parker has been doing his thing. He came in giving a smooth 18 last week while sharing the backfield. While I should say that. So I think it's a lot of good matchups going across the board. The only thing that's a mismatch is the wide receiver room. We talking Puka Nacua, the best wide receiver in the league right now. And Ibuka, offensive rookie of the year,
Could be. Very well could be.
Stephon Diggs is finally turning it on, so he could compete. And George Pickens, depending on the day that he's having, I mean, when you got Dak Prescott playing like an MVP, I'm talking about candidate right now.
MVP.
Not at the moment giving you flashes of an MVP player. He's an MVP candidate right now. It's kind of hard to try to keep George Pickens out of it at the moment. So give me Smooth Criminal to match up with the Jamaica Workers and get a sneaky win right here against the boys.
Yeah, I like this one, especially now that we know about the tournament coming up. A win here for Smooth Criminal, man, that shakes up. It feels like everything. Now everything's into play. So I very much like that pick for upset of the week. Now we move on to the segment that we all love. The segment is the reason that we do this for. NFL games of the week, folks. We got yourself 3 that you are gonna want to tune into. I currently sit 4-7-1. A-Dub 9-2-1. I don't know what deal he made with somebody to let him have this luck so far in the season, but I got to turn this thing around. I got to turn this thing around pretty soon. So we start off at 12 p.m. on Sunday Central Time. Seahawks versus the Jaguars. Jaguars right now with what looks like one of the best defenses in the entire league. And I think on that primetime game, we finally started to see the connection between BTJ and Trevor Lawrence. Plus, we're seeing now Travis Hunter get involved into the game a little bit more. This offense is evolving, and I think it's at the right time to let this defense also click really well. Then we have Patriots versus Saints, also 12 p.m. on Sunday. These two teams right now searching for an identity, I would say. They're searching for what team are we going to be this season. And I think this game determines what they are going to be. Either we're going to really try our hardest to have a very competitive season, or hey, let's call this one over and done with, and let's try to move on to the next one. Right? So very important to see how these two teams are going to be able to match up and go ahead moving forward. And then finally, the primetime game, one that has probably been on everybody's calendars since the schedule came out, and that is Sunday Night Football, Lions versus Chiefs. This is prime time to the absolute max. I don't think you can get very much bigger with some of the games that we've already had. We've had already Lions and Ravens, and we've had Bills and Ravens, and I think this is just another step in a fantastic slate of primetime games, and that is Lions versus Chiefs at 7:20 Central Time. So we rewind all the way here back, and it's the Seahawks versus the Jaguars at 12 p.m. A-Dub, who do you like in this one?
This one's tough for me. This is extremely tough for me. Me personally, I'm an extremely biased Jaguar fan right now. Hey, I ride with my Packers, but when I say I'm a Travis Hunter fan, it's legitimately insane. I think that man could do everything that he want, whenever he wants. You just gotta give him the opportunity to go out there and shine, and he can show you what he can do, like he did in Colorado.
Just give him a
But
ring.
this week, them Seahawks, how they was looking against them Bucks. Oh my God.
Yeah.
How they been looking period lately. That Ohio State wide receiver, you my rook. You ain't finna show me up in the league. You know what I mean? The new wide receiver one, JSN. Nah, man, I can't go against it. They balling right now. Give me the Seahawks to go ahead and get this win against the
Okay.
Jaguars.
Okay. I was worried we were going to choose the same people, but I'm glad we're not. I will take the Jags in this one. I think that defense is going to be just a little too much. I think we're starting to see that connection start to form. So I like it. But nonetheless, I think that's going to be a great game, one that we are definitely going to tune into. Then we go ahead, Patriots versus Saints. This one, not to the naked eye, not like a super marquee matchup. But again, I think both these teams searching for an identity, searching to how they are going to be able to get ahead. For me, I'm going to have to go with the Patriots in this one. I will take the Pats. I think we saw a kind of next step in Drake May in his past performance. Again, you're talking about Stephon Diggs starting to get it going just a little bit. I think he starts getting it going even more. And so I will take the Pats in this one.
Go ahead and double down with you, man. I'm gonna agree with you this time. Give me the Patriots. Coach Preach, I'm riding with you this week to go ahead and take down Coach Mike. New England Saints. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and take them Nola boys down real quick this week. After come off that high horse and taking down Jackson Darks and the Giants last week. I just think the Patriots just have a little bit more.
Yep.
They have their quarterback.
Yep.
They have a decent backfield right now. They have big star wide receiver one who's not gonna go to sleep. You know what? Let me keep going. They you know what I mean? Their defense is amazing right now. Gonzalez over there at Kona right now. I just think they just have a little bit more than the Saints can offer right now. So give me the Patriots to go ahead and get this win.
Yeah, definitely. And then finally, a primetime game, Lions versus Chiefs, the two teams matching up to that primetime game. This is certainly going to be fireworks up and down the field. For me, I think the Lions are just more of a complete team. I think right now we see the Chiefs not struggling per se, but it is something that you look at and you say, okay, this isn't the same team, right? There are some notable misses or it's just something's not clicking right now for the Chiefs. And on the other side, again, Lions, a scary defense, a scary pass rush, a very good offensive line, and a skill group that can dice you up and down the field in any which way you think. Plus, a very creative kind of team, especially with Dan Campbell there. So I will go ahead and take the Lions in this one. I like them to win it in prime time. Even if they're on the road, I do like for them to win it in prime time.
This game is just so tough for me. I mean, the Lions, who's doing their job right now, being an overpowered team, knocking boys out left and right. And then you got the Chiefs that you haven't seen struggle like this since, 2012,
Easily.
2013.
I mean, it's you had Alex Smith back at
So
quarterback. Yeah.
nobody knows what to make of this. Everybody's panicking. They haven't seen Patrick Mahomes in a situation like this. But I'm going to ride that wave. Give me the Chiefs to beat the
Wow.
Lions. Look, it's primetime football. The Chiefs just let a game go away against the Jaguars that they shouldn't have.
True.
So this is damn near. I know it's the beginning of the season, but this right here, especially with the opponent they're playing, This is a must-win
Yeah,
game right
I
here.
feel that. Yeah.
So what are they? 2-3 right now? 2-3. They lose. They go down to 2-4. You know, when you already got the Broncos and the Chargers who's doing their thing in the division and outside the division. You got the Broncos who just knocked off the Eagles. So you need to get something under your belt that says I beat a big time team. So just in case at the end of the season, match up.
Right.
So I think this is a very important game to get on their resume. To get that win, not only for pride, but for just positioning wise aspect, I think the Chiefs have to win this game to make it happen. Give me the Chiefs, man. And I also think that the Chiefs defense gonna see that film that they put on last game, and they're gonna be so disgusted.
Something's got
I
to
don't know. I don't know
change.
if you saw.
Yeah, yeah,
I think it's Jones at the end when Trevor Lawrence tripped twice and they
yeah.
ran to the end zone, walking the whole time, walking, no effort. I'm not. I get it. So as a big man myself, I might see that. Even if I ran my fastest, I'm not gonna get there. But if you would have put in that effort from the beginning and slowly made your way there, you might have got there. But he didn't do none of that. So they gonna see that film, bounce back. Give me the Chiefs to beat the Lions.
All righty, folks. Well, that is your 3 NFL games to check out over the week. A-Dub, go ahead and sign these people off and let them go home.
Hey, appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode here on the Crash Out League TV. We appreciate y'all so much. Subscribe, like, comment. What we also tell them, go tell your granny about it.
Yep,
Go tell your professor about it.
yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Send it to the
Go.
work group chat.
Okay.
Yep, send it to the work group chat for sure. Turn on
Okay.
notifications so you know when we post. That's a big
That's
one.
important.
That's a big one,
That's
right?
yeah.
Send it to your fantasy group chat, right?
Mm.
See what they think,
Mm.
right? See what they think. You know what I mean? See what they think. So clock it. You know what I mean? Gotta clock it. But nonetheless, do it all, folks. We greatly appreciate every time that you share, every time that you tune into this kind of content. Man, we're just doing this for the love of the game. You know what I mean? Genuinely, we're doing this for the love of the game. We hope we're making you smile each and every day. So, nonetheless, we greatly appreciate each and every one of y'all tuning in. But again, just go through the checklist. You know what I mean? Just go through the checklist. You know, when you wake up, let it run. You know what I mean? Whatever you got to do it.
Yes, sir. Hey, you got your host A-Dub, and I'm signing out with my co-host Manny Boy, and we gonna catch y'all next week.